Assalamu alaikum all. How are you?
We're fine here.
Okay, I'm fine also, and nice to meet you all. And today we are going to discuss about William Wordsworth, a very famous poem, I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud. Okay, so I think, have you heard of the name of William Wordsworth? William Wordsworth? You never know S.T. Coleridge? Have you read The Ancient Mariner? No, nothing. So, okay, this poem we will read the poem line by line. We will analyze the meaning, themes, and the literary devices which has been used here. And okay, so at first of all, William Wordsworth, he is a romantic poet. He, along with his friend S.T. Coleridge, that is Samuel Taylor Coleridge, they revolutionized the writing poetry. They have talked about nature, about flowers, daffodils, birds, lots of natural items, and they talked about human beings, human sufferings, love and affection. All the things have been portrayed very nicely in their poems. So this is a very nice and short poem, very easy to understand. So look at the board, and I wandered lonely as a cloud. So the poet tells that he is moving aimlessly, thoughtlessly here and there, like a cloud. Cloud, also you know the meaning, and there, don't be confused about this wander, W-O-N-D-E-R, this wander and this wander, W-A-N-D-E-R. W-O-N-D-E-R. This wonder means surprised. I wondered. And this wonder means moving aimlessly. Moving aimlessly. So this poem is about the role of nature in poet's life. At first, you may think that the poem is about a cloud, but actually this is not actually about the cloud. The poem is regarding the natural beauty and the feeling of loneliness of the poet's mind. And one day he was wandering here and there through hills and valleys. At that time he came across a field of daffodil field, and there he just got some motivation, some inspiration to write this poem. That's why he told that I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd of host of golden daffodils. So if you see the flower daffodil, it is yellow color. So that's why the poet is talking about thinking, or he is portraying the daffodils as golden. Beside the lake and beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in breeze, fluttering and dancing, that means the daffodil flowers, daffodil is just dancing in the mild wind. Breeze means the very mild and very soothing wind. In this stanza, this is the first stanza, and you need to know the meaning. You need to interpret the lines, the sentences, and you need to explain the poet's thoughts, what he has written in this poem. Wordsworth explains his one day occasional aimless wandering. That is called that aimlessly. He is moving thoughtlessly and aimlessly, and walking free of his own accord. The poet is referring to himself as the cloud. Here, what did you find in the title? That poet is referring himself as a cloud. As a cloud in, okay? So, although the clouds mostly travel in groups, this cloud prefers singular hovering. And he clearly mentions he's passing through vales and hills on a routine work. That means you, the people, if you go to hills and vales, so you will find that lots of flowers. In our country, daffodil is not that much familiar flower. Okay, if you go to the rose garden, then you will find that, okay, the field of roses are there. But in the European country, daffodil flower is very much familiar. At that time, the poet come across the field of daffodils, and he is wondered and overwhelmed to see the beauty of the golden daffodils. Those daffodils are firmly perched beside the lake. That's why he is telling that beside the lake and beneath the trees, beside the lake and beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing the daffodils in the breeze. Here, breeze means B-R-E-E-Z-E. So this breeze is mild wind, very soothing and mild. Another breeze was there, B-R-I-D-G-E. This breeze is the yes, you can say like this, overbreeze, or this is the interconnection of two paths, or one side of the river of the another side. Okay, in Bangla it is called shetu or breeze. Okay, so come to the point now. So this is the poet's reflection, mental reflection on nature and solitude. What does it mean, solitude? Solitude means loneliness of poet's mind. So this poem is the reflection of nature and solitude. Reflection of nature, reflection of poet's mind regarding nature and solitude. So the poem, he is moving here and there like a cloud. That means a journey. Symbolically, this is a solitary journey, and the speaker walks alone. Okay, at the beginning of the poem, you got the idea that the speaker is walking alone without any aim, and he doesn't have any specific goal in his life. That's why he is moving here and there, and he is comparing himself to a solitary cloud, lonely cloud, wandering over hills and valleys. Then a sudden encounter. Encounter means that while walking, he came across the field of golden daffodils. Suddenly he encountered, he faced, or he saw the field of golden daffodils. A long row of daffodils appears in front of him, and which is located near a lake and beneath the trees or underneath the trees. That is the description of the environment, the natural scenery or the natural beauty where the poet saw the daffodils. And these daffodils are fluttering and shifting in the breeze. That means in the breeze, in the mild wind, the daffodils are dancing and waving. So this soothes the poet's mind. Maybe he was very much disappointed or frustrated at that time. So when he saw the golden daffodils, it gives him some solace or consolation. Now, the stars of the earth. The poet comparing the daffodils to stars in the sky, and it is seemingly endless, stretching along a bay, thousands of blooms dancing in unison. So all these are very much creative mind, creative thinking of the poet. He is thinking that the daffodils are dancing and flirting, continuous as the stars. In the second stanza, you will see, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they traced in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in a sprightly dance. So the poet is portraying that how the daffodils are dancing in the mild wind. So it is very much soothing. Those maybe he is in a very much frustrating mood, and when he saw that, he found some mental satisfaction. In this way, when people are very much lonely, the people find some consolation, some soothing words from others. So when he went to the nature, when he saw these daffodils, he got very much lively, energetic, and that's why he saw that 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. See in the second stanza. Okay, those who have the poem in front of you, in the second stanza, a clear and direct referral to our native galaxy Milky Way. Milky Way, twinkle. So think of the huge imaginative power of the poet, that the space continuum holds great mystery of our romantic era poet, as he envisions the daffodils to be in a constant state of wonder, as are the stars beyond the reach of humans. So this type of analytical and critical thinking we have to interpret, or when you will be asked to explain those sentences, you have to go through the inner meaning. You need to know the inner meaning of the sentences. When you need to interpret or explain these sentences, you need to go through the inner meaning. The poet makes an allusion. Allusion means that the reference from others, or reference from Greek mythology. This is the reference from science. Allusion to Milky Way, our galaxy filled with its own solar system stretched beyond infinity. What does it mean, infinity? Infinity, that means timeless, limitless, yes? Unlimited, infinity, Ashim in Bangla, Ashim. So in this way you have to just analyze that what the poet portrays or describes or depicts in these sentences, in these lines, and what the literary devices have been used here. Next, nature's joy. Nature's joy. So he talked about that waves gleamed on the bay, but daffodils outshine them. The poet thinks that waves may be very much beautiful, very much wonderful waves of the sea, but daffodil flowers outshine them. It is more beautiful and more wonderful. Their joyful presence affects the speaker deeply. Even a poet couldn't help but feel cheerful. Couldn't help but feel cheerful. So a poet cannot be but cheerful. He must be cheerful, looking at the fair daffodils, fair and beautiful golden daffodils. Memory and solitude. So what does solitude means? Solitude? Loneliness. So solitude enhances memory and appreciation. When we people feel very much lonely, so people just recall the memories when you are alone. So sometimes you just recollect your sweet memories or bitter memories, the memories you have gone through. It may be sweet or bitter or painful or painsafe. The image of dancing daffodils bring happiness. So think of that, the memory, solitude and happiness. The poet was, okay, from the title we got to know that the poet was lonely, isn't it? The poet was lonely. I wandered lonely as a cloud. So the poet was lonely. That means he is a solitary speaker. He is moving aimlessly here and there like a cloud. And their solitude enhances. Enhances means increases or influences memory. And the image of dancing daffodils brings happiness. So think of the poet. He is lonely. He is moving aimlessly and thoughtlessly through the hills and vales, and at once or suddenly he came across the golden field of daffodils, a field of golden daffodils, and the image of dancing daffodils brings happiness in his mind. So he got to know some meaning of his life. You can describe, you can analyze in this way, that in a very frustrating mood, when the poet saw the golden daffodils, he found some meaning, found some satisfaction in his life. You can explain in this way. The speaker's mind joins in the dance. So he becomes very much happy. The poet's mind also joins in the dancing with the dancing daffodils. Isn't it? So the ending is a very much positive ending. I think you can very much hopeful and optimistic, like the poet also. At first, but in the beginning you saw that the poet was lonely, frustrated. Okay? And at the end of the poem, you got to know that poet's mind is also dancing with the daffodils. Isn't it? Yes? Yes? A very much optimistic tone is there. So when we will critically analyze the tone of this poem, the style of this poem, we have to interpret it like this. Today I am just giving you the meaning of these sentences, of the lines, or the inner meaning of the poem. Next day we will discuss what the literary devices have been used here, the simile, metaphor, some allusions are there, allegory is there, and the tone, style and setting we will analyze one by one. Okay? And do you have any question regarding this poem, the meaning? Okay? No? So thank you. Thank you all.